Hello and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host Bryan. We're going to wrap up today with another track that we're exploring in this week's theme of multilingual vocals, looking at tracks that feature two or more languages in the vocals. Today we're going to be looking at a song from Zeal and Ardor. The track is Götterdämmerung. Probably did not pronounce that great, but I hope I did okay. Let's dive in. See what Zeal and Ardor is bringing to the table today.
On the wall and they'll be here to pay. But God, you knew before I died.
Oh, I like the cymbals. Big choir sounds. Shifting to the offbeat.
The symbols on the floor will take the pain away. But God, you know before I die in any way. They took a night away. They took a night away. They took a night away. Zeichen in den Boden, bis dich die Erde bebt. Zeigt den Göttern dessen Willen in dem Höllenfeuer schwebt. Deus, Magnus, Ligen, Quodeam. Deus, Magnus, Ligen, Quodeam. Behold the sky.
Ooh, the first big shift in a while.
Scream your name to rule again. How can we believe their lies?
Yeah, love the guitar work.
Ooh.
From 0 to 10, real quick. It's good it's a short song. Because as cool and groovy as that main riff is, it's not super strong. I know people are going to disagree with me with that. I know there's definitely a lot of metal that just kind of focuses on a really sick groove. And that's enough for a lot of people, you know? So I know I'm a bit of the odd man out who wants something more than just a sick riff in their music, but I do feel that 3 minutes was good. Even coming to it at the end there to wrap things up, which was certainly the right call, I was definitely starting to feel a bit over that riff. Though I will say that what I do enjoy about the riff is at the 75% mark. Well, I guess it's between the 50 and 75% mark. So it's like the third time through the repetition, we kind of push things into the offbeat realm and we kind of switch up the rhythmic cadence there a little bit by taking that da-da-dun, da-da-dun, those three notes and just kind of moving them over a little bit against the backbeat. And having that discrepancy there for a little bit of time before locking it back in the final quarter of the pattern I think that works really well. It's a good way of keeping things slightly fresh without really changing much. But beyond that, there's nothing really else going on in the verse. You have this, you have your backbeat, and you have your harsh vocals, which, what? Now, I'm not a big Zeal and Ardor fan, not because I don't enjoy them, but simply because I haven't really listened too much from them. I think I've heard 2, 3, maybe 4 tracks from them on the channel, mostly live streams, I think, now that I'm trying to remember. And I have heard a track or 2 that was shared on the Discord server, just out of curiosity. I want to see what was up with them. So I haven't heard a lot from them. This sort of, I don't know, deathcore style vocals on top of death metal riffage, just rule of cool, simple riff style. What? I thought it was wild when it kicked in heavy. I thought it was wilder when those vocals came in. Completely flipped all of my expectations on this track. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. I suppose, though, the chorus is at least closer to where my expectations were. We have some nicer melodic ideas. We have great production. We have the choir swelling in on the back of the track, lighter and more ambient tones. This is a really great chorus. I don't know, it's kind of tough to call it the chorus when it's a build-up, which is, as far as structure goes, typically building into something is a pre-chorus idea. I'll be interested to see how the lyrics get broken up structurally. But musically, this does feel more like a chorus as far as the size of it, and the fact that it's this long, and then what feels like the true chorus hitting that peak when we say the title of the song. Musically, we kind of enter into a post-chorus idea, wrapping up the ideas here to bring us back into the verse. But regardless of what this section is labeled, it is phenomenal. I love the building of energy, starting out quiet, that huge shift from the 10 metal vocals and metal guitar work, just taking all that intensity and taking that 10 and bringing it down to like a 3, lightening not just the sonic side of it, changing the instrumentation to lighter, but also bringing in lighter chords. Something a little bit more hopeful rather than aggressive. And building this up, bringing the choir in, starts to feel really big. And then we hit the drop. The title comes in, we slam down on that downbeat, and we're back into that heavy groove. This whole section just works because we go from a 10 to a 3, slowly build back up, and then hit that 10 again real hard. And it works. It's great control, great pacing. It's just masterful manipulation of all sorts of dynamic qualities in order to create something that is engaging and ultimately, I think, very catchy. It's so difficult for the build into the chorus until they hit the title, the title of the song, to not just like, I just want to get into it, you know? It's so well done. That's really ultimately what I want to talk about as far as that chorus goes. We do the verse chorus thing. I think we actually hit a third verse, don't we? I don't remember, but we do have a bridge that shifts things around a little bit, and it was fine. It feels like an adaptation of the chorus or the build up to the chorus, whatever you want to call the lighter section. It kind of takes a lot of the same concepts, but writes a new idea behind it. And it is, once again, just a time to bottom out the intensity so that we can end really strong once again. Because the end of the track brings back the verse riff. A much shorter idea with a little bit more variation crammed into a shorter amount of time, just to sort of put a strong punctuation at the end of the track and have it finish on a high note. But The song is just these two ideas, and they're not super complex either. The verse is incredibly simple, and the chorus is just a build-up. There are a couple of layers in there, but it ultimately isn't something too deep or complex either. It's the build-up that's the most interesting part of it. And with the bridge being an adaptation of that, a sort of recontextualization of the same techniques, it's a song that just does two things, and they're very well done, but this is also why I mentioned earlier that I think the shorter runtime is a benefit to this. It never really feels like it drags on, and it doesn't have a lot to offer, but what it does have is very impactful for the short amount of time that it's played. So yeah, quite surprised by this. And also I don't see a featured name anywhere here. So those vocals are done by someone in the band, presumably even the vocalist. That's impressive. And there's a nice bit of variety to the vocals too, borrowing from that deathcore style that tends to have a little bit more variation in the sonic projection. So I appreciate that more so than a monotone style of harsh. Yeah, let me hit some lyrics. This is a bit of a shorter one, but I think that makes sense given what the song's doing. All right, so Götterdämmerung translates to Twilight of the Gods, speaking about the final days of the way things used to be. Typically speaking, anyways, this song is about taking back power from the old gods and transferring it to the people as they are. Today, this song is sung in German, Latin, and English. The translation for the first verse: wash the idols off the walls and burn away the lies. Take from the gods what they want and what is rightly yours. So everything that's been denied to you by those in power, take it back. Anytime that you saw, any sort of history, any way of painting these people as better than what they are, get rid of that. Literally, if it's a painting, remove it. It says wash the idols off of the wall. It says burn away the lies. Don't let history tell the story written by the people who it's talking about. It says get rid of the lies, get rid of the idolatry, and take back what is yours. The chorus says, the writing is on the wall, and there will be hell to pay. The gods you knew before are dying anyway. They took our night away. Götterdämmerung. It's time for their demise. Their day as rulers are over. And that's basically what pretty much every part of this song is about, is that together we can take back the power that we've given away or that has been stolen from us. More often than not is what the lyrics state. So that's a good message. Also powerfully delivered. And I think it works really well to put it in this way with this music. I feel like I should check out more from Zeal and Ardor. I've generally enjoyed them in the past, though it just dawned on me. I think we've heard a track or two of theirs that's a bit on the noisier side that kind of bounced off of me, so maybe metal isn't completely outside of their wheel. I mean, obviously it isn't. They pulled this off with finesse. But maybe I should have been expecting something like this anyways. Regardless, they seem to be quite a bit more diverse than I expected, and that's always something interesting to... something good about an artist that's going to interest me is diversity. Kind of seeing the wide extents of their skill set. All right, these are my thoughts. Zeal and Ardor's Götterdämmerung. What did you think of this, though? Did anything stand out to you? Is there anything that you enjoyed? Anything that you'd like to add on to what I said? Or maybe expand on something that I touched on lightly? Maybe I misspoke and I need to be corrected. Do you have your own take on this? Anything else you'd like to add? Put all that into the comment section below. Above that, in the description box, you'll find a link to Linktree. Takes you here, you can find links to my music, ways to support the channel, a link to the Discord server, and so much more. Above that, if you could, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I greatly appreciate all three of those. Alright, that wraps it up for today. I'll be back tomorrow though, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC, as usual. Until next time, remember to be critical, not cynical, of the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you choose to watch my videos.